highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Good afternoon and welcome to Matchday Live for a game this afternoon against Larne in what's billed as a top versus bottom clash, but for some reason I don't think it's going to end up that way. But before we start, we'll let you know about the Bet McLean Blues Boost special offer for this afternoon's game. So for 3 or more total goals today, it should be 10 to 11, but it's now 6 to 4, and that offers in any Bet McLean bookmakers outlets. And just remember, it's strictly 18 over and be gamble aware. Just before we introduce our two guests this afternoon, we'll let you know about our match sponsor, who is Prep Sauce, our ball sponsor, who is Blue Heart 1872, and our programme sponsor is Magamore True Blues. So we're joined today by two men that need no introduction. That's our head of youth, Glenn Ferguson, and our Linfield Swifts manager, Michael Gulp. Glenn, we'll come to you first. Thanks very much for joining us this afternoon.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about your role and stuff then that you have at the club at the moment.
Yeah, obviously head of youth, been here at the club now, doing this for 8 years now. Last 2.5 years has been full time. So it's on a day-to-day basis, just looking after all the young teams from under 8 right the way up to under 15s, and then obviously working with Michael on a daily basis with the full-time scholarship programme. You know, so it's busy, it's enjoyable. It's good to see some of the lads making their way in now into the first team. You know, Charlie Allen's back, and Matty Orr and boys like that. KT's been in, Colin Thompson's been in training with the first team. You know, so it's great that once they leave the junior academy, they go into the senior setup, and Michael and his coaches are looking after them. So it's great for us to see them making that progression into the first team.
How pleasing is it for yourself then to see these young lads make the progression into the first team?
It's great. There's a lot of hard work goes into it with the coaches in the academy right throughout the years, and trying to keep the players on board, you know, year in, year out, and try and get them to that time when they go into the senior setup. And we just keep saying it's progression, and we just want the kids to do well. And unfortunately for the senior club, a lot of our boys have went across the water and got contracts, professional contracts over there, which is great for them. But the ones who haven't made it there yet are getting into the first team now, which is great. And it's great for me now to come and sit and watch the games and see those boys in and around the first team at a very young age.
Michael, we'll come to you next. Thanks very much for taking time to join us this afternoon. I know you had a heavy night last night.
No comment.
No comment. Linfield Swifts manager now, Michael. Tell us a little bit about the start of the season you've had. You're unbeaten, great start.
Yeah, the boys have done well. We also had a few first teamers down to help us out as well. They're massive help to our young boys. No, but the season started off really well. Scoring plenty of goals, giving plenty of game time to 15, 16-year-olds. So yeah, it's great. And the cup competitions as well. We had exciting match against the Lukes last week and scored 3 goals in injury time, so it was a really exciting match, and obviously the first teamers dropped down to help us out that day, and we've got East Belfast in the next round, so that's going to be a massive game for our boys and a massive test for them, but something we're looking forward to and can't wait to get into it.
Tell the fans a little bit about a few players then coming through who we should be looking out for.
Yeah, there's plenty there and they've been involved with the first team. I think it was down in Bangor actually, 5 or 6 of the young lads played, and to see Matty Orr training beforehand, Matty Orr's been brilliant. He's come on leaps and bounds and he's not too far away from our first team squad, and young Callum Thompson as well, Alex Watson, boys, Callum Leacock as well, they all played in the Super Cup and they've come down to us and they've been brilliant, no doubt about it. Hopefully we can help them out as much as possible. Maybe getting trials clubs across the water. So yeah, we just help them along, and the thing coming towards our first team will be brilliant.
Okay then, we'll move on. We'll take a look at the league table and last week's results. League table, obviously a few places changed, or it's moved overnight with Portadown's victory last night over Dungannon Swifts late on. Still very early on in the table to really, you know, there's not really a big gap at the moment between the top 6 and bottom 6 from last season.
No, I think at the early stages of the season, league tables are very false. You've got Larne at the bottom, they've only played 2 games because of the European campaign. You expect them to make their way gradually up the table. So hopefully today we can put a wee bit more light between ourselves and Larne, and get a good positive result, because we want to make it as difficult for them as possible with the European campaign they're going to come into. They're going to find it tough travelling, playing games. It's looking like it's going to be Thursday, Sundays for a number of weeks. So we got to really capitalise on that as best as possible and get as many points on the board before they finish their European campaign.
Michael, I've seen Tiernan mentioned there during the week that they're going to have a game averaged out at every 3.6 days. Just how difficult is that going to be for them going forward?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but it's because they've been successful, so they'll not be complaining. It's the same back in me and Glen were playing as well. The World Cup competitions are in. This means you're having a successful season, so I'm sure it beats playing as well. I know myself, I wasn't too fond of training. Obviously I did it, never missed, but there's nothing like playing matches. I loved the match on the Saturday and Tuesday. It was brilliant. That's because there was less training, but nothing beats a match day, and again it's just down to their own success, to be honest now, so they'll not be complaining too much about it.
Last week's results then, what really stands out for you then in last week's result? Is it really the Larne losing 1-0 to Ballymena that really stands out from them? We can see them there on the screen.
Yeah, I think obviously Dungannon have had a great start to the season as well, beating Glentoran. Glentoran have started well this season, but Dungannon are a good side, managed by Rodney McAree. I think the Portadown result stands out as well there, because obviously good friend Sturdy King, and they've signed well this season, haven't got to a great start, and that was a great result for Portadown. But probably a standout one there is the Larne and Ballymena. Obviously they've signed Ben Kennedy, and he's an absolutely brilliant player, and it took a few weeks for the Ballymena to click there, but they've got a few good results in the last couple of weeks, so again on that there, looks like a shock result, but they've got good players there, and Jimbo signed well, so maybe not a massive surprise.
Yourself, Glenn?
Yeah, there's been a lot of investment in those teams. You look at Ballymena signing the 3 lads from Coleraine, Ben Kennedy, and Portadown as well have signed Shea McCarry from Glentoran. These boys don't come cheap, so I think over the course of the season you expect to see these teams starting to pick up results, and that's the evidence of it there. Portadown obviously winning last week away to Carrick, and then beating Dungannon, who come off a good one against Glentoran, so they've shown their pedigree there and able to win games. But I think Ballymena, with the players they have, 2 wins in a row now, I think they can kickstart their season, and it'll give the players that they've brought in more confidence. And I'm delighted for Jim. He had a tough season last year, ground out, and was able to win in the playoff to stay up, and now they've invested in the team. They've backed them, and they'll be looking results, and hopefully they'll be able to get them.
Touching now on our last game against Ballyclare Comrades in the County Antrim Shield. Tell us a little about that and what you thought, and then obviously Michael, yourself with Callum Thompson making his first team appearance.
Yeah, he works so hard. He plays for the Swiss weekend. He's a fantastic talent, and David Healy's a massive fan. I think he's got his school yesterday to train in the first team, so yeah, he's going to go far in the game. Look at Braden Graham last year. He's the same age as Brady this time last year, and Brady got a lot of opportunities, including the Irish Cup final, and he was brilliant, so not be too surprised to see Callum Thompson appear in the team sheet the next up and coming weeks, because he is such a good player, and David, he's a massive fan. And that game against Ballyclare, I think it was 2 each there towards the end, and he still had confidence to bring Callum Thompson on. They obviously try and change the game and obviously win the game, so he's just a fantastic talent, and if we can keep a hold of him for a long time, we'll be very, very lucky. But again, maybe he's destined, like Brady Graham, to go across the water. So he's that good. Spike's seen him for a long time now, and the stat he's shooting us down all the matches. He's just brilliant. And boys, people try to watch the Swifts get to see him on a regular basis, and he's just got magnificent feet. He's so confident, and he's just a really, really mature young man who's destined for great things.
Glenn, yourself then?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to see Colin Thompson over the last maybe 3, 4, 5 years, and seeing him progression, seeing him mature and grow up. And I would nearly put my neck in the line to say that he is, if not the best 2008 in the country, one of the best. He's right up in the top 3. His feet, his bravery, his attitude. He's a great lad to have around the place. His discipline, you know, he's just one of, and it's, you know what, he's grounded, stay grounded. He's had interest from clubs in England, and Arsenal and Liverpool, and you know, Aston Villa and Leicester, and lots and lots of clubs, and he just gets on with his job, and he's a delight to have around the place. And not just him, there's a lot of the young lads have come through and shown progression, and listen, their chance will come as well, you know. Playing him now, playing as a young lad, playing with the likes of Liam Burns and Rhys McGarry, boys who Michael's had now for a couple of years, and in around his Swifts team, and we're calling them experienced players, and they're 18, you know. So Colin can now work off those 2 lads as well, and draw on their experiences playing for the Swifts.
Moving on to another young lad that he's had at the Swifts, and then he made the first team appearance before he moved across the water. Charlie Allen made a great impact there for Northern Ireland, coming on off the bench against England and then scoring against Ukraine.
Yeah. Again, Charlie's another one I've known. He was one of our 2003s and played under Colin McElrath for long enough. And at that age group, Charlie was that good. One week he could have played left wing, the next week he could have played right back. Now he's playing centre midfield. He was just that good at that age, and it was no surprise that he got his move across the water. Unfortunately now that didn't materialise, and he's back here. It's to our benefit. He's went over into full-time football. He's matured over there. He's come back stronger, and he's in the starting lineup today. So hopefully we'll see the best out of him. He's very, very sharp. Again, he's brave. Not the biggest player in the world, but he will certainly be in the game today, and Larne will know about it.
Michael, today's opponent's Larne. What can we expect to see from them today, and what challenge awaits David Healy and the players?
Yeah, they're a good side and deservedly won the league 2 years in a row. They've signed some good players. We've seen the team sheet today, and there's some boys I don't recognise. Obviously, boys come back across the water, so they've obviously done their homework. It's going to be a tough test, but we're at home today, and we've seen our lineup as well. Charlie Allen's starting, so hopefully we go out and take the game to them. And yeah, I think it was this time last year, maybe October, we had the chance to extend the lead upon Larne. It seems strange saying that in September about opening up a big gap, but could be evident today. So we just have to focus on ourselves and go out and put in a really good performance, and to pick up 3 points would be massive today.
We can see the highlights there, Glenn, from their opening 2 games of the season. Obviously, they started a difficult place from the goal, Coleraine away with a 1-1 draw, then followed up, as we touched on, that 1-0 loss at home to Ballymena.
Yeah, it's difficult, you know, because the euphoria of Larne getting into the European group stages, you know, and what comes off the back of that, those players will be on a high. You know, so coming back down to go on a Sunday afternoon to play Coleraine, it was going to be tough, and Coleraine would have been up for it. They wanted to go out and send the Mets out and show how good they are, and they've done that. But then the Ballymena, I watched the highlights of the Ballymena game, and to be fair, Larne had chance after chance after chance and couldn't score. And then you just see by the highlights there, you know, one ball in the box. Rowan Ferguson won't be too happy with his part he played in the goal. But to be fair, Ballymena defended well, and they've got their chance right at the end, and they've scored it. Tiernan won't be happy, you know, 1 point from 6. He'll have wanted to try and kickstart, but listen, they are games behind, and they'll have an opportunity to pick up points. Today they'll come here knowing that's how important it is, even though we're only 5-6 games into the season. They'll know how important it is to try and get a result here today. But I have every confidence our boys, the team that the gaffer has selected, that we can go out and get a result.
Michael, with Larne qualifying for Europe, like we touched upon, what sort of challenges await them then, playing so many games?
It's going to be very tough for them, but it's exciting for them as well. I think what Spike touched on as well, they'll be playing probably a lot of Sunday games. I think is it Moscow they're away to as well, some Thursday night, and
Belarus.
they'll have to come back and away to Carrick or away to Loughgall maybe on a Sunday or something. So it's down to their success, as I said before. So it is rewarding to play in those cup competitions, but their bread and butter is going to be the league, and they'll be determined to try and win 3 in a row. But we have to use that to our advantage. They're going to fix their pile up big time. They'll be coming back and playing, as we've seen the first 2 games this season. Nobody expected them to drop points against Ballymena, but they did. So we have to capitalise, and I think we dropped points against Portadown, which is quite disappointing. And I know the boys were kicking themselves about that, so we have to just concentrate on ourselves and not let the whole thing about Larne catch up on us.
Yeah, I think what Tiernan said there about playing a game every 3.6 days, you know, I think every manager in the league, if you said to him at the start of the season, you're going to qualify for Europe, you're going to qualify to the group stages, you're going to play a match every 3.6 matches, everyone would have took it. But now that's came upon them, they're going to find it tough. It's not even just playing the games against higher opposition, it's the travel. Sitting in airports, sitting in planes, coaches and travelling, different hotels, you know, it'll take it out of them over this number of weeks.
I see you mentioned about his whole training structure has to change, you know, from training and the setup. Just how much of an impact does that have, you know, being an ex-player yourself? What will that...
Well, I can't really comment as much as that because we weren't full-time here, but, you know, Larne will probably still be in there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, or Monday, Tuesday, they'll be travelling Wednesday, playing Thursday, travelling back on Friday, so they won't be training. In on Saturday for a recovery session, playing Sundays, in on Monday a recovery session. So they're not going to have as much time to work on their shape, their set pieces, and whatever else. You know, so they'll be working on things on match days more than anything because there's so many games, so much travelling. The training on the pitch, you know, just won't be as much as what they've had before.
Michael, a big thing was made last season about them playing a lot of home games on a Friday night. Obviously, they're not going to be able to do that this season. Do you think that'll have much of an impact on them?
Yeah, possibly. I heard people saying why they were playing on Friday nights, and you have part-time clubs, boys working 9 to 5 jobs, having to travel down to Denver Park on Friday night, so they obviously use it to their advantage. So again, if it was advantage, that's just the results speak for themselves. They did have a brilliant home record. So maybe with this European campaign and the fixture pile-up, then it might not be an advantage to them anymore.
We'll take a look at the team news now. We've touched on it a wee bit. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it, but we'll bring it up. The 2 changes to the starting 11, it's McKee and Roscoe are out, and Allen and McBrien are in. Glenn, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the changes have been made. I think maybe the manager sees that there might be an opportunity to get in behind because Charlie Allen is quick. He will run the channels. He'll get in behind. He'll third man running. Darren McBrien, as we know, is very quick and he likes to get one-on-one situations to take players on. So if Larne go with a 3 at the back the way you normally do, there will be space down the sides, and I think that's where the manager's trying to capitalise now. You know, but listen, the important players for us as usual: Kirk Miller, Joel Cooper, who's been on fire. Kirk creating chances. Matthew Fitzpatrick scored a couple of goals now, so hopefully that'll give him confidence. And listen, Ethan McKee's come back from international duty, and all that can do is give him more confidence. So I just think the side today looks really strong, looks compact, but exciting going forward as well. So I think we have every opportunity to win.
Michael, what way do you see us setting up today, and what's your thoughts on the team that the Gaffers picked?
Yeah, it's a very exciting team. I'm really buzzing to see Charlie Allen start today. Obviously Darren McBrien as well. Spike alluded on, there's plenty of pace to the team. The main man at the minute, Joel Cooper, I think he won't play the month there as well. So it's all down to us as well. People say with this, we have a massive crowd here down to there. Where see Joel Cooper on the screen there, he's a man in form. So if we just go out and take it to them and play to our strengths and get 1 goal, maybe try and go on and push to get 2 goals. But it's just fate we'll get 3 points this early in the season.
Okay, folks, we'll be back after this short break to give you a few other bits and pieces and news announcements. Thank you.